Please be seated. Conference on recent advance in technology and management 2026. On behalf of Pune Vidyarthi Graha, College of Engineering and Sri Krishna S. Dhamankar Institute of Management, Nashik. This conference is a prestigious academic platform that brings together academicians, researchers, industry experts, and students from various diverse domains. The primary objective of this conference is to promote research and innovation, provide a platform for presenting new ideas, encourage knowledge sharing and collaboration, and address real-world challenges through advancement in technology and management. The conference focuses on emerging areas such as artificial intelligence and data science, electronics and communication engineering, mechanical and allied engineering, as well as management and business innovation. Though this initiative, we aim to inspire creativity, foster innovation, and contribute to the technological advancement and social development. It is under the esteemed guidance and expertise of our distinguished dignitaries that we feel truly honored to welcome you all. It gives me immense pleasure to host this conference in the vibrant city of Nashik, a land of fondly known as 3G, God, the Godavari River, and the grapes, renowned for the rich culture and spiritual heritage. Nashik is a home to scared Trambakeshwar Temple and the Grand Kumbh Mela. It is also celebrated as the wine capital of India. This unique blend of tradition and modern development makes the Nashik an ideal destination for academic exchange, research collaboration, and innovation. Nashik holds a special place in many hearts, and similarly, Pune Vidyarthi Graha has established a place of pride and excellence in the field of education. This conference is proudly organized by Pune Vidyarthi Graha, College of Engineering, and Sri Krishna S. Dhamankar Institute of Management, Nashik. Pune Vidyarthi Graha, established in 1909, is a reputed education trust and rich legacy of more than a century. The primary mission of the institute is to provide a progressive and value-added education facilities for deserving and underprivileged students of society. Today, the institute has grown into a vast banyan tree, spreading its branches across Pune, Mumbai, and Nashik, nurturing thousands of students under its umbrella. PVG is known for its strong academic culture, discipline, and commitment of values. At PVG, education extends beyond the classroom, focusing on research, innovation, cultural development, and social responsibility, thereby shaping competent professional and responsible citizens. As we gather here today to mark the beginning of an inspiring journey of innovation and research, without further ado, let's commence the proceeding with the auspicious lamp lighting ceremony. I request all the dignitaries on the stage to kindly come forward and light the ceremonial lamp. I request Amruta Dahale to sing a Saraswati Vandana.
जय शारदे वागीश्वरी, जय शारदे वागीश्वरी, विधि कन्यके विद्याधरी वागी पोचणे परी कांती तुझी मुखरम्य शारद चंद्रमा उजळे तुझ्या हास्यातुनी उजळे तुझ्या हास्यातुनी चारी युगांची पौर्णिमा तुझी कृपेचे चांदणे नितवर्षु दे अमुच्या शिरी वागेश्वरी जय शारदे वागेश्वरी.
Thank you. Thank you, respected dignitaries, for lightening the lamp and guiding us on the path of knowledge and innovation. Now, I would like to invite the guiding light of this conference, Dr. V.J. Gond sir, Principal of Pune Vidyarthi Graha College of Engineering and Sri Krishna S. Dhamankar Institute of Management, Nashik, to deliver the welcome speech. Please join me in welcoming Dr. V.J. Gond sir.
Good morning, dignitaries on the dais, a chairman of today's function, Sri Amol Joshi sir, Vice Chairman Pune Vidyarthi Graha, Sri Sanjay Gunjar sir, Secretary Pune Vidyarthi Graha. Both of them encourage us to organize such events and they wholeheartedly support and stand behind us for each kind of such event. Thank you, sir. A chief guest and honorary chair for the conference, the eminent personality, Sri Tirthankar Das sir, who is the Joint Secretary, Lok Sabha, Parliament of India, who shared us a few things while discussing in the boardroom. There itself we got that the person is having lot to take. So we always request you, sir, for so many junctions to bless us with your experience and this. On behalf of PVG's College of Engineering and SS Dhamankar, I welcome you, sir. Keynote speaker of today, Dr. Bala Prasad, sir. He is the Chief Innovation Officer at TCS. He is also holding a Vice Chair of IEEE Hyderabad section. Welcome you, sir. The other two eminent personalities from Nashik, those who are be a keynote speaker for our session, Sri Vishal Vaman sir, who is the Vice President of Vinjit, and Sri Vinay Bagade sir is also a Vice President of Vinjit. Welcome you, sir, both of you. The organizers say every event, when we go for such a big event, we need to have a big support from the organizers. We are having two organizers who are with us hand in hand and shouldering the responsibilities for this organization of the international conference. Dr. Manisha Bhende ma'am from Allard University. She is Dean, a School of Technology in Allard University. The last but not the least, an important personality behind all these activities, Mr. Santosh Gore sir. A big round of applause for him. He is instrumental in getting the things done. He is very keen and available at any time. If you dial, he is always say, yes sir, what is next, what I am expected to do. And he is ready and supports wholeheartedly for all this organizing the function, dealing with the guests, talking with the experts for the keynote session, and all the behind stage activity, say accepting the paper, going through the plagiarism, then acknowledging to the authors, all these things. He is a key person who is behind all this. And none other than our Badani sir, who gives a support from our organization for hosting this conference. My colleague Bhalerao sir, You people know, he plays a very important role in managing many things. He stands here and there, the things get accelerated. So I welcome all the dignitaries on the dais on this occasion. The day started with the traditional welcome of the guest at the porch. We welcome them traditionally. It's our tradition of Maharashtra, sir. We welcome by this way. And the God Vithala is the Aradhya Daivat of Maharashtra. We pray him when we go for any good and big events. So that was your welcome, what we did here. And the play, what the two students did over here, that is the traditional play which is played at the temple at Pandharpur also, when the people, pilgrims are coming over there for Ashadhi Ekadashi and they do the worship for God Vithala. Sir, it is an excellent gathering for the researchers, teachers, technology professionals and the student. I hope that the gathering will sparkle the insightful discussions and foster a purposeful networking of the researchers. The main purpose of this conference is to have networking among the researchers. They should share their thoughts, what they are doing on their front. The conference features two main tracks, sir. One is for advances in engineering and technology, and second, management of the technology. We are having two major tracks in this, and the researchers had a lot contribution in both the track. We are having 309 submissions for the conference. Out of that, we had selected 95 articles for the presentation. Presentation in both mode, hybrid, which is online as well as physically here in the room. So we are having both kind of, so it's facilitate the authors to share their ideas from the remote place. That's why we had an online mode also. I hope the conference will conclude with a thorough discussion on the research presentations that are carried out in different sessions. I also expect that the researcher will go a step forward for the copyright, what they are presenting today. They will go for the IPR and the patent, where we normally people are lagging. We do a lot work, but we won't procedure for the copyright, IPR and the patenting, where we are lagging. That's why our knowledge quantum at the international level appears to be less, as our official registrations for what we did is not there. I advise and I expect that all the researchers will proceed step forward for the copyright, IPR and the patent. I thank all the participants and the attendees for their research papers, which is the invaluable contribution for the today's conference. In 2 days, there are different sessions in which these presentations will going to appear. Once again, I welcome you all, sir, on behalf of the PVG Education Trust, the College of Engineering and the Institute of Management. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir, for sharing insight of the conference. Now, we move on the felicitation of our esteemed guest as a token of gratitude and respect. We are truly honored to have with us today a distinguished personality, Honorable Shri Tirthankar Das sir, serving as a Joint Secretary in the Parliament of India and accomplished parliaments professional with over 30 years of experience in parliamentary process and public policy, who has made a significant contribution to Parliament and key ministries of the Government of India. We are privileged to have him among us. I would like to request Honorable Shri A.M. Joshi sir, Vice Chairman of PVG Group of Institution, to kindly come forward and felicitate our esteemed chief guest, Honorable Shri Tirthankar Das sir, Joint Secretary, Parliaments of India. Music. Also the felicitation from Allard University. The felicitation and token of gratitude from the Sai Info Solution. Thank you, sir. A highly accomplished professional in innovation and technology leadership, Dr. Bala Prasad Patigari sir, served as the Chief Innovation Officer at Tata Consultancy Services and it also Vice Chairman of IEEE Hyderabad session. I request Honorable Shri A.M. Joshi sir, Vice Chairman of PVG Group of Institution to kindly felicitate our esteemed guest, Honorable Dr. Bala Prasad Patigari sir. I request Honorable Shri S.N. Gunjal sir, kindly felicitate Honorable Dr. Bala Prasad Patigari sir. The token of gratitude from Manisha Madam, Allard School of Engineering and Management. Also from Santosh Gore sir, owner of Sai Info Solution. Thank you, sir. And experienced leader in management and corporate operations, Mr. Vishal Vaman sir, serves as Vice President at Winjit Technology Private Limited, India. I request Honorable Shri A.M. Joshi sir, Vice Chairman of PVG Group of Institution to kindly felicitate Mr. Vishal Vaman sir. Thank you, sir. A dynamic industry leader with significant experience in technology and corporate leadership, Mr. Vinay Bagle sir, serve as Senior Associate Vice President at Winjit, Nashik. I request Honorable Shri S.N. Gunjal sir, Secretary of PVG Group of Institution, to kindly felicitate Mr. Vinay Bagle sir. Thank you, sir. A respected academician and leader in engineering education, Dr. Manisha Bende Madam, is a dean at Allard School of Engineering and Technology. I request Dr. Vijay Gond sir, principal of our institute, to kindly felicitate Dr. Manisha Bende Madam. Thank you, sir. A respected professional in the IT industry, Mr. Santosh Gore, sir, is a director of Sci-Info Solution. I request Dr. M.V. Balerao, sir, vice principal of our institute, to kindly felicitate Mr. Santosh Gore, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. I would like to request Dr. Vijay Gond, sir, principal of our institute, to kindly come forward and felicitate Honorable Shri A.M. Joshi, sir, vice chairman of PVG Group of Institution. Thank you, sir. Further, I request Dr. M.B. Balerao, sir, Vice Principal of our institute, to kindly come forward and felicitate Honorable Shri S.N. Gunjal, sir, Secretary of PVG Group of Institution. Thank you. I request Dr. Thank you. I request Dr. Vijay Gond sir, principal of our institute, to felicitate Dr. S.G. Vaksore sir, principal of Sri Ram Sadashiv Dhamankar, College of Arts, Commerce and Science. Thank you. I request Dr. Manisha Bende ma'am, Dean of Allard School of Engineering and Management, to kindly felicitate Dr. Vijay Gond sir, principal of our institute. Thank you, madam. Thank you. I again request Dr. Manisha Bende madam, kindly felicitate Dr. M.V. Balerao sir, Vice Principal of our institute. Thank you. Thank you all for the grasping this occasion and making this ceremony truly special. We now begin the session of insightful address. A respected professional in IT industry, Mr. Santosh Gore sir, Director of Sci-Info Solution, brings a valuable industry experience and practical insights. I request Mr. Santosh Gore sir to kindly address the gathering.
Good morning and very warm welcome to this wonderful event, ICRATM 2026. This is our second chapter, and day by day we are growing as like a tree, and many of my friends and guests are contributing to make this tree as bigger as much possible. And the output of this, the fruits will be enjoyed by these birds and the upcoming birds in these institutions. I'm very happy to invite you all this event, and glad that many of the guests have accepted my invitation. It was just a single call, and on the same call they have accepted my invitation. That was my pleasure, and they had given this much privilege to come here and to be a part of this memorable event. I would like to say thank you for all guests, organizers, committee members, team of professionals, my hardworking team behind all this picture, and all the students and the participants of the conference. We started this conference just last year. It was like very beginning, but within a span of 1 year, it was the grand success, I would say, because within a span of 1 year, we successfully managed to onboard 5 universities in collaboration for this event. Previously, there was only 90 to 95 papers were submitted in first volume. Now, the ratio has almost 4 times greater. We got 309 submission, and out of that 95 were enrolled for the presentations. It was great achievement, and I'd like to say best wishes for all the participants and the organization committee. I would not spend much time because we have to listen the eminent speaker. The day is dedicated to them. So with this thanks note, I would like to conclude my speech. Thank you, all of you. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, sir, for your insightful words. Next, we have a distinguished leader in innovation and technology, Dr. Balaprasad Pedigree, sir, Chief Innovation Officer at Tata Consultancy Services and Vice Chair of IEEE Hyderabad section. Sir, we request you to kindly address the gathering and share your valuable insights. Over to you, sir.
Good morning, everyone. I am honestly privileged and humbled for the participation, the kind of a welcome gathering Pune Vidyarthi Griha has given to all of us when we entered this particular hall. Respected dignitaries on the dais, Tirthankar Das ji, Amol Joshi, and other dignitaries, and thanks to Santosh for inviting me for this particular event. I was very, very pleased to understand and know about Pune Vidyarthi Griha mission and vision to support the cause of orphan students and help them in driving their educations. It's a very, very philanthropic thought, and it needs a lot of courage, conviction, and commitment to deliver this. It is truly honor and privilege to be here at the international conference with recent advancements in technology and management. Very often I see either the conferences on the management side or on the technology side, but very few conferences which could really bring the technology and management collectively together. And the kind of a prestigious organizations like Pune Vidyarthi Griha's College of Engineering and Sri Krishna Dhamankar Institute of Management at Nashik coming together to do this particular program provides their kind of a devotional thought process how technology and management can really transform the world. First, my heartfelt congratulations to all the organizing committee team, principal, faculty members, and all the volunteers who really worked hard to put in this kind of an event. It's not easy to get 400 odd papers and streamline to get around 100 papers to go for the submission and get to the proceedings. It requires a lot of coordination, it requires a lot of effort to do those things. But I just want to tell you that this kind of an events are the kind of a launch pads. Launch pads which really help us to understand how these ideas, collaborations, and future breakthroughs can be really unfolded. So we are truly living in the world of intelligent decade. You all are hearing about artificial intelligence. You are hearing about generative AI, agentic AI. These are some of the buzzwords happening in the technology world nowadays. And most importantly, technology is evolving faster than ever before. And the kind of an exponential growth, what we are witnessing because of the AI coming into the mainstream, is redefining every industry. You take about banking, financial services sector, retail sector, manufacturing sector, every sector has been really getting involved into the center of utilization of the AI into their functions. Primarily because they want to optimize their costs, they want to improve their top line, that is revenue, and also improve their bottom line, that is a profit. But there are a lot of things which are still going on in the research labs. Technologies like quantum computing is also focusing on the research labs. Now it is becoming reality. Biotechnology is truly extending the life of the individuals. So many artificial brain, artificial heart, these are getting constructed and infused through the kind of a technology to make it and give it to the life. So biotechnology is truly extending the life. You will start seeing life of every individual starts increasing because of the power of technology. And one more important thing from Government of India is also looking at the sustainability engineering, because it is trying to reshape the industries what we are trying to live in. I have been having some kind of a social conversation yesterday with Mr. Tirthankar Das, and I heard him saying about his daughter functioning on some of the waste material, converting into the energy, renewable energy. That's a noble kind of a contribution they are trying to make it and an impact. What I mean to say is, Today, students should not only focus on some of the IT-related functions, but you should also try to look at some of the sustainability initiatives, which has got a huge social cost to be addressed. And management is no longer about the controlling the resources, it is about inspiring the innovation. So when these two things, technology and management, can come together, it can really unfold the way what we try to look at this entire world. But let me share a very important thought. Technology alone does not change the world. Technology alone does not change the world. It is the people using technology for a purpose could change the world. If you have a strong purpose and conviction to drive, utilize the technology to change the world, change the social behavior. Great inventions did not begin in the kind of a boardrooms what we try to look at. They used to begin in such kind of academicians, labs, lot like these universities. So they begin always with some kind of a profound questions what we normally look at. The questions, what if we can talk about someone across oceans instantly? That's where the internet came in. What if machines can learn? That's what we see today, artificial intelligence trying to learn everything. What if energy can be cleaner? That is where the cleaner energy, sustainable energy, renewable energy is getting evolved. What if healthcare can produce or predict disease before the symptoms? That is the predictive and prescriptive analytics getting a shape with a kind of a cognitive intelligence embedded in the AI machines. So every innovation today starts with curiosity. Students, researchers, I always believe that one important skill we all need to carry is about building the curiosity to know the new things. If you carry the curiosity, you will be able to innovate, you will be able to inspire, you will be able to invent, you will be able to make a difference to the community. To all the participants here today, I just want to tell, you are not attending this conference only to listen. You are not here to only listen. You are here to imagine. You are here to challenge. You are here to question. You are here to build. When you start imagining, challenging, questioning, and building, your thought process gets emerged, and that's where your ideas gets formulated and ideas gets validated, and next unicorn could begin through a kind of a startup here within the PVG campus today. You can also come out with a breakthrough patent. I believe one of your PVG members was speaking about lot of developments are happening, but you are not able to translate into a publication patent. Today, it's not only the situations within the PVG, but it is across India. The number of patents we file in India are far less than what is getting filed in US and China. Primarily because within India, we carry the kind of a syndrome called we got an idea, we socialize that idea, but we never translate that idea into a product. But in the Western culture, even a small incremental update to an algorithm or a design gets patented. They try to productize it, and that products formulate the companies. I was speaking with Tirthankar Dasji in the morning. The intent when students want to come up with the startups or the professionals wanted to do a startup, ability to sustain that failure, ability to see that they carry that kind of a patience is very important. And I've been to Shirdi yesterday, and two words always catch my mind, Shraddha and Saburi. You all aware of that, right? Shraddha and Saburi? What does that mean? What is Shraddha and Saburi means? How many of you know? Anyone can tell? Faith and patience. Exactly. When you say faith and patience, that exactly comes with a startup mindset also. If you have an idea, you should have a faith in your idea. You should carry the patience to make it successful. That is exactly those two words always works in your favor when you are carrying the Shraddha and Saburi in your idea. If you do not carry the faith, you will not be able to take forward. And if you do not carry the patience, you will not be able to see the success of that. And I really request students, researchers, faculty members, your role is very, very historic. You are shaping minds who will shape the future. And with shaping the future, you should also infuse them to carry that Shraddha and Saburi. To all the industry leaders who are participating, I strongly believe industry and academia collaboration would be the strongest impact which can truly accelerate the real impact. We have Vishal and Vinay coming here and who are very, very local. I want you to start collaborating with them. That will really play an important, not only that, Vincent, but many other companies. Friends, the future will belong not only to coders, not only to the managers or engineers, but to those who can combine technology, humanity, which could really light thousands of ideas. I once heard a very, very beautiful line of thought. The best way to predict the future is to create it.
The beautiful audience, like who is the future for our what pillar we set up, right? So it's a future for our pillar. So it's always encouraging and like honored to be in front of this future. So this conference is specifically between. We are not delivering things. Problem is, like as sir said, we are not highlighting it to the audience, like global audience. So, let's say, take an example, like we are not participating much into patents, much into paper presentations and all, or maybe the conferences like this. So this is a great platform for this new culture, new generation where they can present their ideas, they can actually talk about research, they can talk about innovation. So for us, I mean, just to summarize this, even this year I have enrolled myself in PhD, just to share my this thing. So I wanted to see where's the gap between the industry and our curriculum, or maybe academics. So I wanted to understand the gap, I wanted to fulfill, or maybe help support to fulfill that gap, so that like a lot of industry leaders also come forward and participate into this, because a lot of innovation is actually happening in the labs, right? A lot of thought process is going on, and a lot of innovation is going through that lab innovation. So I want those leaders should come up and participate into academics also, so that like that gap should be minimized, and a lot of future innovators should be should get the help out of that, right? So that's the fundamental thing. So talk about recent trends in engineering and management, right? So as I mentioned, we started our journey 15 years back, and then today if you see, the entire software development life cycle has changed with the help of AI. Now also Bala sir has mentioned something about AI. So it's not just a terminology, or it's not something like, so there are a lot of memes going on, or a lot of different conversations going on the internet, that like AI will kill this thing, or AI will kill the jobs and everything like that. So in my personal opinion, that's not the case, to be very frank. It's a tool, it's an enabler which actually helping us to change or transform our day-to-day operations, to be very honest. So talking about our own experience, right? So everybody from engineering background must be heard about like, there are different models of software development lifecycle, right? So there is a waterfall model, there is a radical model, and so on, right? So now that is changing. So the first phase is like the requirement gathering, right? So there we are putting a lot of our efforts to gather all the information, to understand, to analyze, and that is what it's all about, research. So we also do a research before we start our work. Similarly, if you have to buy a smartphone, right? You do a lot of research, like which smartphone provide this feature, which smartphone provide that feature, and so on. So you'll do a lot of research. So that is also one of the research that everyone is doing. So even if we buy a small household item, right? So we do a lot of research. Similarly, when we take any project or any assignment, we do a research. It's not a formal research type of it, but we do a lot of research, and we look over the internet for different articles, different papers maybe, and I think a lot of us even not aware that there are standard papers available who actually prepared by innovators, and they can actually save a lot of our time if we actually know the source of it, right? So that source is also not known to our academics. I mean, that's the harsh reality, but it's a reality. And then, as sir mentioned, like we have a lot of technology leaders in Nashik itself, in our local community. So I think it's a good way to interact with those local community, to understand what is going on in the market, and then change our attitude or change our approach of how we are learning today in this era of AI, right? So I'm talking about our software development life cycle. So requirement gathering is one area where we do a lot of research and we actually come up with a detailed requirement document. And then the next steps are now we can take help of AI where we can automate a lot of things, right? So just to convert our requirement into, let's say, technical documentation or maybe to different documentation. So we can use AI. We can actually leverage whatever there in the side of AI, and then we can actually speed up our deliveries. We can actually help our customer to think better way to actually guide them much more faster. So our timeline has reduced a lot. So that's my way of like saying how AI is helping us in innovating things, and then we can utilize that time to actually clean up our things. And then like just to give an example, like so we write a code, right? So that code we actually, I mean, when we do it in a traditional way, where humans are involved, so there is a vibe coding and then there is a human coding, right? So when we do coding with human intelligence, we do consider some context, we do consider some things like where like, okay, I have to consider for security also, I have to consider for this also and that also, right? But at the same time, when we work with AI, so there are set of things or set of rules available with AI where like we can just pass it to the AI and AI will set the context for us, and it will write a code where like it will also consider for security, it will also consider for, let's say, your better code standards and so on. So right, so manually we will have to rework, reiterate, and that process is longer. But with the help of AI, we can again reduce our efforts and we can prepare a clean code out of it. So that's the thing for AI. But talking about again engineering is that's how we are evolving. But from the management side of it also, there are a lot of tools or a lot of things available where we can leverage AI to actually help. So that's the recent things what there are happening. There are a lot of models available. And those are like free of cost. So anybody can use it. Actually, they can try it on and then they can leverage for their own betterments. So for researchers and academics, I would say like you should go for all different kinds of models which are highly available, and you should try them like on your day-to-day operations, because then that particular facility was not there at our point of time, like where we were doing our study. So we have to manually read it through textbooks and we have to search over internet. Again, that was very limited knowledge base what we had. But now today, you have a great plethora of things where you can actually explore a lot of things, and those are available at your fingertip, right? So, I mean, everybody aware of ChatGPT and everybody aware of Gemini, but there are a lot of other things available where like, I mean, just to give an example, anti-gravity is one of the tools, right? So if you have to understand others' code, or if you have to understand or explore things which are there in your this thing, it is very easy now to understand things with ease. Like, so you don't have to go through entire book and understand that concept, but in a simple layman word, you can actually understand and grab things faster. So that is our experience and that is our this thing. So I think I would like to congratulate who have actually submitted papers, and I think 95 plus papers are actually are going to present today and tomorrow. So I would like to congratulate all of you, and best luck for your future endeavors. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir, for your encouraging and insightful words. Now I would like to invite an experienced leader in management and corporate operation, Mr. Vishal Vaman, sir, Vice President at Widget Technology India. Kindly share your thoughts with us.
So, good morning all again. I will take you back to a story like maybe 15 years before. Okay. So, 15 years before, me and many of my colleagues started our journey with a software developer. Like we were actually the developers who started like our career from as a fresher. Some of them were like maybe interns. We continued our career for like maybe a long time working on like many technologies. It was like working on .NET, Java, all things that you are working on now. That time AI was very new. It was almost not there in the market. Then we continued the like our journey of like a developer or engineers for 7 to 8 years, and then later on we got the opportunity to work with our as a project manager, some team leads, or maybe a role of like leading a team, like a somewhat going towards management. So we had that experience. Then later on, industry moved. We took a role of like maybe being account management and then becoming a business unit head. So many things changed. So the main emphasis here is to say like you get opportunities, okay? When you are a student or maybe when you start your career, you'll always have opportunity to work as a like maybe some of them will be a quality engineer, some of them will go into some research oriented. So you'll all have opportunity to work in different domains. Just be sure or maybe be very vigilant to get that opportunity on right time. Now with this conference, like I see many people coming up with many innovative ideas in market today. Like many of our colleagues has told, we are working, everyone is rushing towards AI. That is a very good thing. Everyone should be up to the speed of that. But with that, I would suggest like be with your core engineering always. I've seen people who are, they work with these buzzwords, but their core engineering is always like behind somewhat the industry standards. So always make sure you are with your core engineering, okay? In my early engineering, like Sunone sir was actually my, like one of my teacher who have taught me in many of my subjects. So core engineering is always critical. AI is the output of this engineering. Whatever you do, your PhD, the papers that you are presenting, the 95 which Santosh has told, those are something important. So make sure you go through your research, implement it, and the output of that could be like implementing in any of the industries. It could be some research, it could be some logistic industry, IT industry, it can be anywhere. But the core engineering, like the PhD is very important. With that, we have worked with like IT industry, like it's somewhat working with different people, different domain. So in our career, like maybe from in our, as a IT industry, with like a mid-size industry like Winjet is, so we have been working with companies which are startup companies. Some people come to us with the ideas what they want to implement as a very initial level of technology. We work with such people. We work with some medium-sized industries, like maybe a team of almost 100, 200 people working on like fintech, some banking industry. Some of them are very insurance industry. So we work with those type of people. And we also work with Government of India. Two critical like PM Vishwakarma, PM Swanidhi. That is one of our core part that we have worked with Ministry of MSME. So Vinay is part of those teams. So overall, we have been working with different domains, different size of companies, different people. And what we have learned from this is always be authentic, okay? Whatever you are doing, believe in that. Like the Bala sir said, Shraddha Sabur is very important. Be authentic, whatever you do, always do it with your complete willpower and always be authentic. Whatever it happens, we have seen ups and downs in careers, but always being authentic is always the solution. Never change your goal, fix to the goals that you have, and like the platforms that we have now, where you will be presenting your papers, and maybe it's a good platform and it will be really helping to you to move forward with your career. All the best with that, and thanks.
Thank you, sir. Next, we will invite a respected academician and education leader, Dr. Manisha Bende Madam, Dean at Allard School of Engineering and Technology.
Good morning, everyone. Yes, she introduced me as academician, so I will start my session with that perspective. I am observing this hall, and maybe students are feeling why we are here, है ना? बहुत बार ऐसे रहता है कि बहुत हॉल भरने के लिए हम लोगों को बुलाते हैं and we are sitting here, right? Many, 10-20% they are really interested into this session, but all 70-80% they may feel and they have this question. So I'll just answer to that question by observing your faces, and this is a regular trend. Don't take it negatively, the management and faculty. It's, I think, the student mentality, right? Ki why we are here. So I'll answer that and be what you can say attentive to this answer. And this is from all the dignitaries. See, there was a mission by Government of India and it is launched post-COVID, that is Atmanirbhar Bharat. And I think this theme is properly suitable to that Atmanirbhar Bharat. Why? The reason is the technology and management should go hand in hand. When we talk about the startups culture, so startup is nothing but some innovative idea, but to run the business, you need a management skill. So parallelly, the technology and management can't go parallelly, it should go hand in hand. And I think these two businessmen will agree on this statement. Yes, sir? Right? And this theme, I have gone through all the papers submitted to this conference, right, being a core team. And there are wonderful ideas presented or written by authors, right? That is a second perspective. But I'll come to the point where we started, why you all are here. As per the National Education Policy, there is no single domain, right? There is a multidisciplinary, interdisciplinary aspects, right? And though you are from the engineering background, maybe some are the management background, and research should start from the school level. That is a main perspective of National Education Policy 2020. So you don't feel कि ये हमारा एरिया नहीं है, बड़े बनने के बाद we will present the paper and then we will try to understand what is there, what was into that conference, क्या वो dignitaries बोल रहे थे, right? काय म्हणत होते ते सगळे. Try to understand. This is your mind is young, you are very fresh. Whenever you feel, you should feel कि this is the opportunity you received by your management and teachers, so you take advantage of this opportunity. Right? When you learn, when you hear from the experts, sometime after maybe 4 or 5 years, you will call this industrialist, what they address. You may realize ki Bala sir from IEEE, there was some person, he told about this and that, right? So you start your journey at this stage, right? This is my appeal to all the students. Maybe sometime you feel, we are not into research, right? मुझे job चाहिए. But whatever the gathering is addressing to you, this is for your employability, this is for your management skill. You can start your startup and everyone addressed ki how you should be, how you can develop your skills, right? Where to focus. Some experts, they discuss on the AI. So AI management, all the skills should go hand in hand. So I request all the students, this is the opportunity you received, right? And being an academician, I'll tell you, this is the right age that you have to concentrate. You have to attend such gatherings, not in your in-house PVG, right? You have to go and attend conferences, maybe all over India, international conferences. In online mode, there are maybe webinars, seminar, and all the platforms, maybe IEEE sections, they are addressing many technological sessions, and you don't have to pay anything, they are free. You have to join and start this practice, right? So this is the motivation, right? Why to attend such conference. Second, I already informed technology and management, right? If they both go hand in hand, right, then there will be the development and we can achieve our Atmanirbhar Bharat project or Abhiyan as early as possible. Okay, and you are the one, you all have to achieve this. So thank you so much.
Thank you, madam, for your inspiring address. Now I request our Honorable Shri A.M. Joshi sir, Vice Chairman of PVG Group of Institution, to kindly address the gathering. We look forward to your valuable guidance, sir.
सन्माननीय व्यासपीठ, आपल्या विशेष विनंतीला मान देऊन आपल्या या पुणे विद्यार्थीगृह परिवारामध्ये उपस्थित असलेले श्री बालाप्रसाद सर, त्याचप्रमाणे अत्यंत बिझी शेड्यूलमध्ये असलेले श्री दास सर आणि त्यांच्याबरोबर या कॉन्फरन्ससाठी जे सर्व विशेष अतिथी आपल्याकडे उपस्थित आहेत त्यांचं मी हे पुणे विद्यार्थीगृह परिवारामध्ये खूप स्वागत करतो. संस्थेचं हे 116वं वर्ष सुरू आहे आणि स्वातंत्र्यपूर्व काळामध्ये स्वातंत्र्य मिळवणारे जसे काही स्वातंत्र्यवीर लढत होते त्याचप्रमाणे दादासाहेब केतकर यांची इच्छा होती की विद्यार्थी पुढं जाऊन राष्ट्रासाठी समर्पित भावनेनं चांगलं काम करणारे विद्यार्थी घडवणं हा एक महत्त्वाचा भाग शैक्षणिक संस्थांनी उचलला पाहिजे. किंबहुना त्यांनी त्याचं मूर्त स्वरूप म्हणून पुणे विद्यार्थीगृह संस्थेची स्थापना करून विद्यार्थी घडवण्याचं काम हाती घेतलेलं आणि प्रथमतः संस्थेच्या ब्रीद वाक्यामध्येच राजा पूज्यते राज्यम विद्वान सर्वत्र पूज्यते. राजा किंबहुना ज्याच्या हातामध्ये सत्ता असते त्याला मर्यादित गोष्टींमध्येच मान सन्मान मिळतो किंवा त्याच्या शब्दाला एक वजन असतं. परंतु जो विद्वान असतो, जो विद्वज्जन असतो, जो आपल्या बुद्धिमत्तेनं सगळ्या गोष्टी मिळवतो त्याला सर्वत्र त्याचे पूजन केलं जातं. उदाहरणार्थ आता तुमच्यापैकी सगळे इंजिनिअरिंग करणारे विद्यार्थी आहेत, मॅनेजमेंटचे स्टुडंट आहेत. तुम्ही 10/10 CGPA मिळवला तर तुमच्यासाठी अनेक कंपन्या, अनेक ऑर्गनायझेशन हे डोर ओपन करतील. का तर तुम्ही तुमच्या विद्वत्तेनं, तुमच्या बुद्धिमत्तेनं, तुमच्या टॅलेंटनं हे सिद्ध केलेलं आहे की मी हुशार आहे, मी त्या कॅपॅबिलिटीचा आहे. इन्स्टेड ऑफ दॅट कोणी जर राजकीय व्यक्ती असेल तर त्याला त्या भागामध्येच फक्त किंमत दिली जाते आणि हुशार विद्वान संपत्तीला सर्व ठिकाणी त्याच्यासमोर सर्व नतमस्तक होतात, त्याला किंमत दिली जाते. 12 मे 1909 साली संस्थेची स्थापना झाली. प्रथमतः सर्वांना माहितीच आहे की ऑर्फन चाइल्ड हॉस्टेल ह्या स्कीममधून संस्थेची स्थापना झाली आणि नंतर अनाथ विद्यार्थी जे तिथून बाहेर पडायला लागले त्यांच्या काही समस्या माजी विद्यार्थ्यांच्या आल्यानंतर संस्थेने त्याचं नाव पुणे विद्यार्थीगृह केलं. शिक्षण हेच मुख्य धन हा मुख्य उद्देश ठेवून संस्थेनं गेले 115-116 वर्ष आपला शैक्षणिक आणि सामाजिक कार्याचा विकास केलेला आहे. साधारणतः संस्थेचे 70हून अधिक विभाग आता कार्यरत असून 25,000 विद्यार्थी सर्व विविध विभागांमध्ये 25,000 स्टुडंट्स आता आपल्या सर्व शैक्षणिक संकुलांमध्ये शिक्षणाचा लाभ घेत आहेत. त्याच्यामध्ये प्रामुख्यानं नवोदयास येणारा किंबहुना एक चांगल्या पद्धतीने सेटल झालेला आपला हा म्हसरूळ कॅम्पस आहे. इथं आपल्या इंजिनिअरिंग कॉलेजची 2010 साली स्थापना झाली, पण अत्यंत कमी कालावधीमध्ये नॅक ॲक्रेडिशन नामांकन मिळवून त्याचप्रमाणे KG to PGचा हा पूर्ण कॅम्पस सुशोभित करून अत्यंत नावारूपाला हा आपलं इंजिनिअरिंग आणि मॅनेजमेंटचा कॅम्पस आलेला आहे. बरेचसे विद्यार्थी पाहत असतात की नॅक आणि NAB ॲक्रेडिटेड किंवा पालक पाहत असतात तर त्याच्यामध्ये आपल्या ऑर्गनायझेशनचं अत्यंत चांगल्या पद्धतीचं नामांकन आहे. विशेष आनंदाची गोष्ट किंवा एक महत्त्वाची गोष्ट की विद्यार्थी संस्कारक्षम बनवणं आणि हुशार टॅलेंट विद्यार्थी घडवणं याचं द्योतक म्हणून किंवा याचं प्रतीक म्हणून किंवा याचं प्रतिबिंब म्हणून आपल्याकडं 10पेक्षा जास्त विद्यार्थ्यांनी 10 CGPA मिळवलेलं आहे. हे आपल्या कॉलेजचं खरोखरच खूप मोठी अचिव्हमेंट आहे की ज्याच्यामध्ये 67% जास्त प्लेसमेंट आपल्या ह्या महाविद्यालयाची आहे, ज्याच्या माध्यमातून अनेक विद्यार्थी आपलं नवजीवन या शैक्षणिक प्रवाहाबरोबरच समाजाच्या एक चांगल्या घडवणुकीसाठी आपलं योगदान देत असतात. गुगल, TCS, इन्फोसिस, मास्टरकार्ड, कॉग्निजन्स, विनजित यासारख्या नामांकित कंपनींमध्ये आपले विद्यार्थी प्लेस्ड आहेत आणि ते तिथं अनेक एम्प्लॉय असतील, पण पी व्ही जीचा विद्यार्थी एक स्वतःची चांगली इमेज, स्वतःची चांगली एक छाप त्या ऑर्गनायझेशनसाठी आपलं स्वतःचं कॉन्ट्रीब्युशन देऊन निर्माण करत आहेत आणि त्याचं फीडबॅक इथं कायम आपल्या ऑर्गनायझेशनमध्ये, ट्रस्टमध्ये, कॉलेजमध्ये त्याचं फीडबॅक संबंधित कंपन्यांकडून आपल्याकडं दिलं जातं. हे सेकंड इंटरनॅशनल कॉन्फरन्स आहे. मागील वर्षी 65 रिसर्च पेपर आपण पब्लिश केले होते आणि 300पेक्षा जास्त पेपर यावर्षी प्रसिद्ध झाले असून 95 त्याच्यातल्या याचं प्रेझेंटेशन होणार आहे. बऱ्याचशा विद्यार्थ्यांना हे माहीत नसेल की ह्या रिसर्च पेपरमधून बऱ्याच गोष्टींचं पेटंट होण्यासाठी प्रक्रिया ही महाविद्यालयाकडून राबवली जाते आणि बऱ्याच गोष्टी पाईपलाईनमध्ये आहेत. त्या तुम्हाला प्राचार्य आणि संबंधित विभागाचे जे प्रमुख आहेत त्यांच्याकडून वेळोवेळी सांगितल्या जातीलच. या कॉन्फरन्ससाठी या पुणे विद्यार्थीगृह परिवारामध्ये सन्मान्य सर्व व्यासपीठावरील सन्मान्य सर्व गेस्ट हे आता पाहुणे नसून आमच्या पुणे विद्यार्थीगृह फॅमिलीचा एक भाग झालेले आहेत. त्यांचं संस्थेच्या वतीनं खूप खूप स्वागत करतो. संस्थेच्या या स्नेहाच्या वातावरणामध्ये, या कौटुंबिक वातावरणामध्ये आपण कायमच इथपासून पुढं राहाल अशी खात्री व्यक्त करतो. कॉन्फरन्ससाठी सहभागी होणारे विविध महाविद्यालयाचे विविध पेपर प्रेझेंट करणारे सर्व विद्यार्थी आणि तुम्हाला ह्या 2 दिवसीय कॉन्फरन्समध्ये गायडन्स करणारे सर्व मार्गदर्शकांचे खूप आभार मानतो. आपल्या सर्वांना खूप खूप शुभेच्छा देतो आणि माझे 2 शब्द थांबवतो. जय हिंद, जय भारत.
Thank you, sir, for your motivating and insightful words. Now it's time to introduce our esteemed chief guest. I would like to invite Dr. A.R. Rasne, sir, Head of Mechanical Department, to kindly introduce our honorable chief guest.
Good morning. Dignitaries on the dais and off the dais. I am privileged to introduce you to the chief guest of today's function, Honorable Sri Tirthankar Das sir. The profile of Das sir has been very long, so I have extracted only few points. I apologize if I miss something, sir. Dr. Das sir is a senior parliamentary professional with over 3 decades of distinguished service in the Indian Parliament Secretariat. He is currently working as Joint Secretary at the Parliament of India. Prior to taking this responsibility, he served as a director in the Parliament Secretariat and provided critical administrative and procedural support to the Lok Sabha. He has also worked as drawing and disbursing officer at Lok Sabha and has a deep knowledge of government financial rules and compliance frameworks. Additionally, he functioned as officer on special duty in the Ministry of Road Transport and Highways, Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas, Ministry of Corporate Affairs, and Ministry of Home Affairs, contributing to executive policy processes and administrative governance. He holds an MPhil degree in International Relations and Affairs from Jawaharlal Nehru University. He also holds MA in Political Science with a specialization in International Law and India's foreign policy. Das sir has a comprehensive understanding of constitutional governance, regulatory framework, public administration, and inter-institutional coordination at the highest levels of government. He has extensive experience in supporting the Public Accounts Committee and Committee on Public Undertakings, and also in handling joint parliamentary committees and parliamentary questions. Das sir has a deep expertise in legislative scrutiny, financial examination, public policy analysis, government expenditure, evidence analysis, and drafting of important parliamentary reports. We are truly honored to have him as a chief guest of this inaugural function. So I invite Honorable Sri Das sir to deliver the inaugural address. Thank you.
honorable dignitaries on the dais, respected organizers, eminent academicians, industry leaders, distinguished delegates, and my dear friends, that's my dear students. There is certain natural disadvantage of being the last speaker. सारे स्पीकर्स बोलने के बाद आप लोग सोच रहे होंगे ये बोलेंगे क्या, वही बात बोल के चले जाएंगे. I want my first emphasis would be to keep you engaged. My attention will be on the last row, and incrementally I'll come to the first. इतना टेक्नोक्रेट्स एकेडमिशियंस बोलने के बाद मैं थोड़ा नर्वस भी हो गया. मैं प्रिंसिपल साहब को बोला, मैं बार बार देख रहा था कि कौन कौन बोल रहे हैं. ही सेड सर आई विल टेक 5 minutes. आई सेड नो नो नो, मैं थोड़ा क्रिएट कर रहा हूँ नर्वसनेस. मैं नर्वस होना चाहता हूँ क्योंकि फॉर ए मिनट आई वांट टू फॉरगेट दैट आई एम द जॉइंट सेक्रेटरी. आई वांट टू थिंक दैट आई एम वन अमंग द स्टूडेंट्स. थोड़ा सीनियर हूँ, सीनियर स्टूडेंट्स बन के आज के मुझे बताया गया कि टू शेयर माई एक्सपीरियंस इन माई पार्लियामेंट. सो व्हाट आई विल डू, आई विल टच वेरी ब्रीफली ऑन द सब्जेक्ट. Then I will have some suggestions to the academic institutions, some bit of advice or suggestions to the students, and then I will share my experience, both as a student and as an officer of the parliament. Day before yesterday, I was not well. I came from Banaras. It was 49 degrees there. So I was about to call Santoshji and said, मैं कैंसिल करना चाहता हूँ. देन ही सेड ट्राई, प्लीज़ ट्राई. आई सेड ओके. आज मेरा नासिक में होना मेरे लिए एक सौभाग्य की बात है. यू नो वाई? दिस सिटी इज़ ए प्लेस वेयर हिस्ट्री, spirituality, agriculture, modern industry coexist so seamlessly. And besides its deep cultural roots and its association with the sacred Kumbh Mela, Nashik has always been a growing hub for manufacturing industry, startups, and technological development. What I find particularly inspiring about Nashik is how it reflects the very theme of today's conference. What is that? Recent advances in technology and management. Just like the city has balanced tradition with transformation, today's organizations are learning how to blend human values with cutting-edge innovation. मैं यहाँ बैठे बैठे सोच रहा था कि मैं हिंदी इंग्लिश मिला के बोलूँ चलेगा. मुझे बताया गया कि थोड़ा हिंदी भी बोलिए, इंग्लिश भी बोलिए तो मज़ा आएगा. एंगेज रहिए, एंगेज नहीं रहने से मैं बोल नहीं पाऊँगा. ठीक है. मैं बैठे बैठे सोच रहा था, इफ cities would have got the opportunity to participate in conferences, probably आज की जो टॉपिक है, इस टॉपिक में नासिक would have been a keynote speaker in today's conference, because this city has already mastered what we are going to discuss, balancing tradition with modern technology and managing growth without losing our identity and prestiginess. In a way, Nashik itself is a case study in management, how to preserve identity while embracing change. And that is exactly what we are going to explore here today, not just in advancing technology, but managing the advancement in a way that creates real and lasting impact. I extend sincere appreciation to the organizing institutions for bringing together such a vibrant confluence of intent, innovation, and intellect by choosing the subject of topical importance, today's topic. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you that every era is defined by a force that reshapes human progress. And in our era, in our time, the force is a convergence of two things, technology and management. Technology to me creates opportunities, possibilities, and management converts those possibilities and opportunity into tangible accomplishment. Today, as you have seen, we are witnessing transformative breakthroughs. What are those? Artificial intelligence redefines the decision making, data analytics reshaping business intelligence, renewable technologies driving sustainability, and digital platforms transforming governance and citizen services. Likewise, modern management practices like agile system, innovation-driven leadership, and global collaborations, they are ensuring that these technologies reach scale and impact. But as India advances on this path, we need to ask a deeper question. Advancement for whom and with what purpose? This brings me to the vision of Vikashit Bharat. Vikashit Bharat is not merely a developmental milestone, it is a national resolve. It envisions an India that is economically robust, technologically strengthened, socially inclusive, environmentally sustainable, and globally influential. It's a vision where growth is not confined to statistics, but gets reflected in the quality of life of every citizen. And in this mission, technology and management are not optional tools, they are foundational pillars. A developed India will be built on digital infrastructure, smart governance, resilient supply chains, and innovation-led industries. But equally, it will depend on efficient institutions, transparent systems, and ethical leadership. This is where the role of higher education and higher education institutions become absolutely central. Our universities and institutions are the architects of India's future. They are not just imparting education, they are shaping the direction of the nation. The best example is your Vidyapit. 1909 में शुरू हुआ हॉस्टल से, I was told. मैं सुन रहा था, I was surprised. हॉस्टल्स अनाथ बच्चों से शुरू करके आज इन्होंने पहुंचा. So they are not imparting education, they are shaping the destiny of the nation. जो constitutional goals है हमारा, उसको fulfill करने में सक्षम रहे हैं. In the beginning I said I will have some suggestion for the educational institution, some advisory and some suggestions to my dear friends, young friends. I would like to highlight 3 critical responsibilities for the academic institutions. First, to become engine of innovation, we need to move from knowledge consumption to knowledge creation. Research must address real life challenges, be it agriculture, be it climate change, be it healthcare, urban development, or climate resilience. Strong partnership between academia, industry, and government is essential to ensure that innovation gets reflected into societal benefit. This is the first one. Second, our students, my students, our students must be equipped not only with technical expertise, but with critical thinking, adaptability, communication, and ethical judgment. Education must not prepare them for jobs alone, they must prepare them for leadership roles. Second. Third, institution must create ecosystem where ideas are encouraged, startups. And ideas are encouraged, and if the difficulties come, like for example, suppose any difficulties come, they should be supported. And failures should be judged as learning experiences, not that failure ho gaya, startup band kar do. No. Ideas should be encouraged. This is the role of the universities. They must encourage ideas, they must support wherever the startup needs it, and they must treat the failures as learning experiences. And at the same time, we must ensure that technology must be inclusive. Digital progress should bridge divides, should not widen it, because the true success of Vikashit Bharat lie in how much or how widely its results are shared. Let us understand that the challenges of our time, like climate change, cybersecurity, public health, and sustainable urbanization, are complex and interconnected. So they demand interdisciplinary solutions. That is why The integration of technology and management, policy and social science are crucial in addressing these challenges effectively. India today stands at a position of immense opportunity. With one of the youngest populations in the world, a rapidly growing digital ecosystem, and a strong culture of innovation, we are at an advantageous position to lead the world. But this is alone not enough. What is important is this should be guided by a vision. This should be strengthened by institutions and driven by collective action. I would like to conclude my academic part of the year with a thought. If the technology is the engine of innovation, progress, and management is the steering wheel, education is the compass that ensures that we move in the right direction. Together, they will guide India towards becoming a truly developed nation. Let us commit ourselves to this shared mission of building a Vikasit Bharat, an India that is not only advanced, but also inclusive, ethical, and future ready. Now I would like to tell you some of my story, how I grew up, and just to tell you what needs to be done on the part of students. The institution part is over. I belong to a family of academicians. My father was a professor of English. When I was in class 10, I asked my father after the examination, Dad, I want to read something. Give me a book. Dad gave me a book, Freedom at Midnight. I remember one Mr. Santosh was there, I was telling. Freedom at Midnight is written by Larry Collins and Dominic Lapierre. So I read after 5 days or something, I sent it back. Dad didn't ask me anything. Then I read many other books, The Crisis of Faith, Radhakrishnan, Aldous Huxley's essays. In 12th, after the 12th, again I asked, Dad, give me something. He gave me the same book. Then I said, Papa, मैंने तो पढ़ चुका हूँ. Papa, read it once more. So I read, and while returning, as Papa said, did you find any difference? I told him, Papa, first time I read it, this time I understood it. So why? Because I still remember the line that it opens. It was the 26th of November 1949. An air of melancholia fell like a chill fog over London. You look at, मैंने इतना ऐसे पढ़ा. Why I am telling all these things? My first suggestion to you is read whatever comes on your way. If you read second time, doesn't matter, read it. My father told me, read whatever comes on your way. I read everything. I read Purana. मैंने रास्ते में आते आते एक सरस्वती वंदना कहा. तो it was because of my father. मैं पुराण पढ़ा था, कहीं पे लिटरेचर पढ़ा था. आई वॉज ए स्टूडेंट ऑफ पॉलिटिकल साइंस. मैं तो डर लग गया ये टॉपिक और ये एकेडमिशियन और इंडस्ट्री एक्सपर्ट्स को देख के डर गया था मैंने कि क्या बताऊं मैंने. तो विशाल और ये संधि आई मीन जब वो बोल रहे थे मैंने कहा कि यही तो रेलिवेंट है, मेरा तो रेलिवेंट नहीं है, क्या करूं. सो देन द फर्स्ट ईयर इज रीड वट एवर कम्स योर वे. सेकेंड, I would like to, I have read something like Radhakrishnan's Crisis of Faith. He had written it beautifully. I'm just quoting that language for telling you something. The 20th century man has a fairly developed body, quote and unquote, a well-developed mind, but an absolutely undeveloped soul, as a result of which we in the fag end of the 20th century are facing one of the greatest paradoxes of the present times, that is crisis of faith. What I want to tell you, that we have excelled a lot in technology, management, but what we have learned is we distrust human beings. I do not know who my next door neighbor is. I don't trust him. But I trust the energy packed in an atom bomb. अब सोचिए, एक atom bomb के अंदर अंतर्निहित शक्ति के ऊपर मुझे अगाध विश्वास है, लेकिन मेरा नेक्स्ट डोर नेबर के प्रति विश्वास नहीं है. Try to remove this deficit of trust. Try to excel in technology. Try to be good managers. But जैसे मैंने कहा, ethical judgment. Try to be good human beings. That is more important to make India developed in the real sense of the term. रविंद्रनाथ टैगोर ने कहा था, गीतांजलि के लिए उनको पुरस्कार मिला था, लिटरेरी पुरस्कार. आई थिंक नोबेल प्राइज़ मिला था शायद. टुवर्ड्स द एंड इन्होंने लिखा था, ओ गॉड लेट मी, आई मीन इट्स अ बिग लैंग्वेज, मतलब 2-3 सेंटेंस बोलूँगा. ओ गॉड टेक मी टू दैट लैंड वेयर head is held high, the mind is free, and tireless arms stretches towards perfection. My third advice and suggestion to you is be good student, respect your father, respect your teachers, and so that this will enable you to be fearlessly think, hold your head up, सर उठा के जी सके, बिना द्विधा में सोच सकते हो और अपनी हर कोशिश कामयाबी की शिखर तक पहुंचा सकते हो. यही मेरा सबसे ज़्यादा ही है. एंड आई वांट टू शेयर माय एक्सपीरियंस एज वाइस प्रिंसिपल साहब ने मुझे कहा था, प्रिंसिपल साहब ने कहा था कि बताइए एक थोड़ा. आई वॉज द अंडर सेक्रेटरी, मैं पार्लियामेंट में हूँ, सो इलेक्टेड रिप्रेजेंटेटिव्स आते हैं. आपने देखा होगा एमपीज़ बहुत हमारे कमरे में आते हैं, पूछते हैं कि ये लिख दीजिए थोड़ा, ये मतलब हेल्प करिए. तो मैं क्वेश्चन ब्रांच का इंचार्ज था, वन ग्रुप्स. क्वेश्चन पार्लियामेंट्री क्वेश्चन आप देखते ना, उठ के पूछ लेते हैं. क्वेश्चंस कम इन द फॉर्म ऑफ नोटिसेस. somebody will write a notice and send. Question we will decide, because there are rules, there are guidance, there are orders of the speaker. In view of these guidelines we say ये reject होगा, ये approve होगा. And language we decide. Sometimes the language are not in the proper format because they are more educated than us. So उसका कभी कभी हम एडिट भी करते हैं. तो एक मेंबर ने आके मुझे पूछा, मतलब बिहार के थे, तो पूछा दास साहब कौन है. वो तो उनका आवाज़ भी थोड़ा रूम के अंदर आ गया. सर मैं हूँ. बस बोला एमपी हम हैं या आप, थोड़ा ऊंची आवाज़ में बोला. तो मैंने बोला आप है सर. तो बोला कि हम 500 सवाल पूछे थे. 500 समझ रहे हैं ना, 500 सवाल मतलब अपने बिहारी लैंग्वेज में हमने 500 सवाल पूछा, एक को ही नहीं आया, क्या सारे रिजेक्ट हो गया. मैंने बोला सर बैठे मैं देखा देता हूँ. मैंने देखा कि फिर मैं इंग्लिश में बोल रहा था. सर यू आस्क फॉर 5 क्वेश्चंस. तो द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन केम, थोड़ा कृपा करके हिंदी में बतियाएंगे. तो मैंने मेरा एक्सपीरियंस बता रहा हूँ प्रिंसिपल. तो मैंने हिंदी में बताने की प्रयास किया. मैं हिंदी भाषी हूँ, हिंदी मैंने सीखा हूँ, आई डिडंट पिक इट अप. सो मेरा हिंदी निर्भुल होता है और हिंदी में संस्कृत के बहुत सारे शब्दों का प्रयोग करता हूँ. तो मैंने कहा कि सर आपने 5 सवाल पूछा था, इनमें से 3 भी अन्य मंत्रालय को था जो मैंने उनको प्रेषित कर दिया हूँ, और बाकी 2 में ऐसा था. एक में आपने हेल्थ के बारे में पूछा था, ऐसे कोई सॉल्ट नहीं है. सो स्वास्थ्य विभाग और स्वास्थ्य मंत्री ने कहा इसको तालिका में अंतर्भुक्त नहीं किया जाए. मैं जो बोला था वही बोल रहा हूँ. तालिका में अंतर्भुक्त, इट हैज़ नॉट बीन इंक्लूडेड इन द लिस्ट. तालिका में अंतर्भुक्त नहीं किया गया. बाकी जो क्वेश्चन रह गया सवाल, हमारे एक दिशा निर्देश है अध्यक्ष महोदय का, अगर पिछले 6 महीने के अवधि में कोई भी प्रश्न तारांकित या अतारांकित रूप में तालिका में अंतर्भुक्त है तो उसी सवाल को हमने दोबारा नहीं डालते. इसीलिए, लेकिन आप अगर हाँ करें और इसके ऊपर दस्तखत करें, मैं दोबारा अगले तारीख में इसको दे. तो उन्होंने पेन खोल रहे थे. मैंने बोला सर उस समय सोमनाथ चटर्जी स्पीकर थे. तो मैंने कहा सर एक बात, लेकिन मैंने जब पार्लियामेंट में ज्वाइन किया था मुझे बताया गया था कि सदन और सदस्यों की गरिमा की हेतु आपने काम करना है. लेकिन मैंने कहा कि सर मैं इसलिए कह रहा हूँ कि आपको भरी सभा में अध्यक्ष महोदय इसी बात पे टोक देंगे, इसके जिम्मेवारी मैं नहीं लेता हूँ. तो उन्होंने पेन बंद कर दिया. उन्होंने कहा दादा का कोई भरोसा नहीं है, वो तो टोक ही देगा. तो उन्होंने मुझे ये कर दिया, मना किया. और जाते जाते बोला आप कौन से प्रांत को बिलोंग करते हैं. तो मैंने कहा कि सर मैं पूर्वोत्तर प्रांत. अरे नहीं, मैंने प्रांत पूछा तो मैंने पूर्वोत्तर प्रांत बोला. तो बोला कि नहीं, मैं तो पूछा था कौन सा स्टेट को. मैंने कहा सर मैं उड़ीसा के रहने वाले. बोला अच्छा हिंदी कैसे बोल लेते हैं. मैंने कहा सर हिंदी तो मैंने संस्कृत जानता था, इसलिए मैं जहाँ में मुझे शब्दों की कमी महसूस होता है मैं संस्कृत से उधार लेकर यहाँ प्रयोग करता हूँ. बोला बड़ी भारी शब्द बोलते हैं, ऊपर उठ के चले जाता है हमारे. वो हिंदी भाषी के थे. दिस इज़ माई 4th सजेशन टू यू. योर प्रेजेंस ऑफ माइंड एंड कॉमन सेंस इज़ मोर इम्पॉर्टेंट एंड इज द मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट. आपको जब बताएंगे, जब आपको एग्ज़ाम के बाद इंटरव्यू होगा, तो आप उस समय देखेंगे यूज योर कॉमन सेंस. एंड इट इज़ सेड common sense is not that common. So it is very uncommon. So develop a common sense, develop a courage, and it is not courage, it is courage of conviction. Develop a conviction and you be courageous to stand by your conviction. Thank you for your kind attention. I wish the conference a great success.
Thank you so much, sir, for your insightful and inspiring address. Your words have truly enriched this session. Now we move on to an important segment of today's program, the releasing of the conference proceeding. I request our dignitaries on the dais to kindly come forward for this release. Let us give a big round of applause for this significant moment. Thank you all the dignitaries. Please be seated. As we come towards the conclusion of this session, I now invite Professor S.N. Badane sir to propose the vote of thanks.
Respected dignitaries, dear participants, students, and staff members. On behalf of the conference organizing committee, I, Professor Satish Badane, like to express my sincere vote of thanks at the conclusion of the inaugural ceremony of the Second International Conference on Recent Advances in Technology and Management 2026. At the outside, I offer my heartfelt gratitude to Goddess Saraswati for blessing us with successful and meaningful commencement of this conference. I extend my deep appreciation to our chief guest, Honorable Sri Das Sir, Joint Secretary, Lok Sabha, Parliament of India, for gracing the occasion with this and inspiring the address. I am equally grateful to our keynote speaker, Honorable Dr. Bala Sir, for his insightful thought and valuable knowledge shared with all of us. Again, my sincere thanks to Sri Vishal Vaman Sir and Vice President of Management, and Mr. Vinay Bagal Sir, Senior Associate Vice President, Winjit Technology, Nashik. And also thanks to Dr. Manisha Bende Ma'am, Dean of Allard University, Pune. Then I will likely to again convey my deep gratitude to Vice Chairman, Honorable Sri Amol Joshi Sir, and Secretary, Honorable Sri Sanjay Gunja Sir, for their constant motivation and for providing such an excellent platform for academic interaction and innovation. I also express my sincere thanks to Sri Santosh Gore Sir, Director of Sci Info Solution, Nashik, for his valuable contribution. My again appreciation also goes to publisher CRC Press, Taylor and Francis Group, as well as the principals and head of our sister institutes for their support. Again, my special thanks to our principal, Dr. Vijay Gond Sir, Vice Principal, Dr. M.V. Bhalerao Sir, and all head of the departments and the conference committee heads and all team members for their continuous guidance and dedicated efforts to making this event as a grand success. I will also like to acknowledge all the authors, participants, sponsors, and volunteers whose active participation and support made today's session truly successful. Once again, thank you all for your presence and cooperation. We look forward to your gracious participation on a day two of the conference. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for expressing gratitude on behalf of all of us. Now I request everyone to kindly stand up for the national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Thank you. I request all the dignitaries and faculty members come forward for one group photo. All the students are requested kindly be seated in seminar hall for next keynote session. Yes, dear students, attention please. There is a one announcement for you. As you know that we all are gathered here for the second international conference on recent advance in technology and management. And today we have planned multiple keynote session. Okay, so I will announce which keynote session at which venue.
application of artificial intelligence in the insurance sector, from utilizing generative AI models for claims automation to implementing large-scale models for personalized underwriting. Mr. Vaman sir is actively bridging the gap between advanced technology and risk management practices. His forward-thinking approach continue to shape how organizations can future-proof their insurtech strategies in an increasing data-driven world. With his rich industry experience, innovative mindset, and commitment to advancing AI applications, Mr. Vishal Vaman sir brings valuable insights to the ICRATM conference. Now, I warmly invite Mr. Vishal Vaman sir to deliver his keynote address. Due to time constraints, I kindly request that each keynote session be limited to 30 minutes. Please, sir, the stage is yours.
So, again, happy to meet you again. So, I just took some information like what you guys are from. So I came to know that you all are first year engineering students, and it is, so I'm also engineer. I did my engineering 19 to 18 years before, okay? So when I started, I think the pattern is same. The first year is common for everyone now, and then from second year we go into our respective departments. So everyone, from you guys, some of you are maybe taken a stream of computer, IT, mechanical, production, or many more. I have heard that there are more streams now, but that really don't matter. When we, from what we are doing, in Winjit, we are hiring people from last, almost 23 years we are in the industry. We started our company, when I joined almost 15 years before, I was 75th employee, and now we are almost 1200 employee in Winjit. So we don't differentiate between anything that a person should be from computers or should be from IT. We have also hired a person who is coming from mechanical background, from production background, from electronics, ENTC, that don't matter. The primary thing is the syllabus that you are in, it includes maybe some technology part, data structure could be there, some Python part could be there, or some basic C++ language could be there. So the logical thinking is the primary thing that you should develop. As an engineer, like I told maybe a couple of us before, we have to do a pure engineering. Don't focus that as a career to start your job, you will be a developer, writing some code, getting things done. That is the minimalistic expectation that we have. We hire freshers, we hire some experienced people. So the parameters that we consider while hiring a fresher is not that he should know a programming language and he should be able to do something that is maybe something on Google and they can use it. It's that the second parameter. The first parameter is, always I tell my colleagues also, is your logical thinking, okay? Improve your logical thinking. As an engineer, you are supposed to think to a point in different ways. Like a professional doctor, when he thinks about his patient, he is very focused on the problem that patient is telling. But as an engineer, when you talk about some thing that you are doing, think it into 360 degrees. You have to engineer it, you have to analyze it in what can happen, what can be protected. So when you do your first year of engineering, you have in your syllabus Python language. So being maybe a production engineer or mechanical engineer, you may always think it is not important for you. It is important for you. If you go into just have a walk in MIDC or go in any industrial area, every industry is linked to your software development. We, as a Winjit, our parent company is Schneider Electric, which is a basic electrical company. We have worked with many manufacturing industries where the use of maybe very easy for you to understand IoT. IoT is a very minimal thing that you can understand, and it is very important for all manufacturing industries. When you do your career progression, when you come to your second year, third year and fourth year of engineering, it is expected from you guys that when any company, maybe either is it Winjit or any other company that comes for hiring, our primary focus is to see you how easy you are in technical communication, okay? Communication is one part, technical communication is one part. Think about, you can write the code, but you cannot deploy it. It's something like that. You know everything, but you cannot tell what you have done. It's same part of it. So your technical communication should be improved. And you, it is not, so being as a first year student, it's very good leverage for you because you are in very early days of learning. The mistakes what I did in my early days career. So to be honest, when I started my engineering, that time when I came to college, that time I came to know there is something like AIEEE or IEEE is there. I was not aware of anything. But that is the exposure that you guys now have, okay? So like some friends whose daughter or son, they are working on their engineering career, they are still working, they know what is to be done in the industry. So it is very good time for you to know what is to be done. Opportunity, like I told before, you will have opportunity in each and every session, each and every phase of your life, but you should grab it. Give a try. It may fail, you may not succeed in everything, but it is very important to give a try. So I've been traveling to many countries. My majority of my travel is in US. So at least for 4 to 5 months in a year, we have to go to US, work with the customer and come back. So in this phase, what we have learned is like, as Indian, culturally, we are built to get things done, okay? But nowadays, it's not about getting things done, it's about completing it to 100%. हम कोई भी project चालू करते हैं, so we have team of 3-4 developers, 2 QA, 1 project manager, एक scrum master आता है, DevOps engineer आता है, काम चालू कर देते हैं, requirement देखते हैं, काम चालू होता है. 90% तक हो जाता है. Without any interference, 90% your project is done, always. It can be building a very small app, it can be building a software, or maybe it can be a website. तुमको अगर डेवलपर है, उनको ये रिक्वायरमेंट दो, काम चालू होता है, 90% तक बन जाता है. The last 10%, that is the main thing that you have to rush. उसमें then over and above जो expectation रहते हैं, like we want people to work like more focused way, quality improve करना, वो last के 10% में ही होता है. 90% तक it is like, you will also see like, when you are in pursuing your career, you know, like getting, maybe हमारे वक्त तो 100 के एक पेपर थे, so getting 60-70 should be like a minimal expectation, वो हो जाता है. उसके ऊपर, that is the main place where you have to put energy. So now we have hired like almost 27 freshers this year in at least America's business unit. Overall Winjet could be more. And our plan is to always hire people who are, so looking at your academics is important, that is what makes you eligible, but that is one of the parameters. We see people who can speak very easily, who have good passion to work, who are very consistent in their performance, and who are very passionate to learn something. Because like, I can tell you, like when I started my career, so I'll tell you something more about it. I started as a fresher. I joined the organization and I was told कि यहाँ पे बैठ के काम चालू कर दो, ठीक है. So I knew nothing. I was just okay. Then my team leader told me कि .NET सीखो, तो .NET सीखा. 3 साल के लिए .NET किया. Then after 3 years, new project came and they told okay अभी तुमको Node.js सीखना है. ठीक है, I was not aware of, but I learned Node.js. फिर बाद में Angular सीखो, React सीखो, many things came into picture. But it is always change. If you think कि हमको करियर में जावा करने का है, जावा में एक्सपर्ट बनने का है, it's okay. But when you are working for industry, like if you're working for a company, things change. अगर मैं अभी भी आज बोलता हूँ कि नहीं मुझे एक ही चीज़ करने का है, तो it will not work out. Sometimes company needs a change. Like now in organization, everyone is talking about AI. ठीक है? So being at a account manager role, I look at like maybe business unit है मेरे पास. So I talk about AI, okay, but I am not a seller of AI. I don't sell AI because it is a thing that you should be completely expert. I'm learning AI. I've been doing some courses on AI because, to be honest, I'm late in that. But I know if I don't do that, it would be late for me. So you all should be always like being in a at least tier 2 city like Nashik. You have a good exposure. Some people like who are like when you read something about like now, if like Das sir told like maybe Digital India, he had told many things to us. So be curious, go and see what you can do. Keep on finding. Technology, you all are engineer. Technology is our core. Technology is something very easy to learn. What is my past experience is, it is easy to learn. It is difficult to be proficient because proficiency आता है experience. Like even if I go and learn maybe .NET, अगर मैंने सीखा पूरा 1 साल .NET सीखा, सिर्फ Udemy कोर्स किया, whatever courses you do, It is going to help you to understand it and learn it. But it is difficult for you to be a proficient. For that, you have to actually go and implement it. And things change. So I'll give you an experience. We are working with one of our customer. It's a US customer. And from like 4 years, a team of 100 developers is working on single application. So 100 log, a application of like maybe 300, 400 files ka application hoga. So now from 4 years, people are working. Abhi now I started getting complaints from people. Okay, abhi bore ho gaya, kuch to bhi alag do, kuch to bhi alag do. So that thing happens, but it's not something that is stopping you to do your self-learning. Self-learn karo, okay? So in my engineering days, like, so my first year was, year yaad nahi abhi, but I passed out my college from Nashik and then my engineering was there. So first year was very difficult, okay? I was like, I was part of computer engineering, but then my friends were someone from ENTC, computer, IT ke the, kuch mechanical ke the. So for me, it was difficult for to, like, मतलब बहुत easily comfortable नहीं था मैं उसमें. But later on, I learned कि मतलब ठीक है, I had an interest in graphics. I had an interest in applied science. Maybe you do, I don't know if you have those subjects now. I was not very much interested in mechanics. ठीक है, मुझे इतना पसंद नहीं था वो. तुम्हारा मतलब what I've heard from some of my colleagues that अब भी का mechanics बहुत easy है. So very funny thing, like when mechanics का exam था, I went to the exam hall. The drawing that was on that question paper was difficult to understand. कि वो क्या उसमें क्या निकाला है उसने, इतना difficult था वो. So that way it was, and it was when we read it, okay, समझ गया था, अभी ये तो अगली बार देखना पड़ेगा. So that was the journey. Graphics, it was interesting, but it is not that comfortable for everyone. But as a, like I tell, as an engineer, you can learn it, seek lo. Physics, chemistry was something I liked. I liked maths, but mechanics, I don't know. मुझे अभी भी थोड़ा सा tough जाता है वो. Doing all that thing, I had a hard first year. ठीक है. Second year, then computer. It was easy thing for me because luckily I had some exposure to computer in my early days, and then it helped me. Then after engineering, so I started my first job somewhere in Mumbai, and then like. I joined Winjit, so that was journey started. And now, like at least for next 2 years, what we see is we will be focused not talking specifically about Winjit, but any other companies. So now thinking about your career after 4 years, it's not only about how much you know C#, how much you know Python, how much you understand data structure. That is minimal expectation. अगर if you ask me to take interview, I will not ask you about कि C# कैसा कंपाइल होता है, data structure, stack क्या है, Q क्या है. That is not what I will expect. You don't expect that questions from me. That is a minimal thing. तुमको वो 4 साल में आना ही चाहिए. So when you are doing your data structure learning, preparing for any, you have long way to do. But even if you are preparing, if you understand how stack and queue works, you don't need to go and revise it again. मुझे अगर आज पूछते हो स्टैक कैसे चलता है, मैं पढ़ता नहीं हूँ. आई नो हाउ इट वर्क्स, इट विल नेवर चेंज. इट्स लाइक अ थियरम. सो नाउ व्हेन यू हैव टू थिंक अबाउट हाउ यू कैन अप्लाई इट. सो लुकिंग फॉरवर्ड लाइक मे बी 3 to 4 years projection, how the industry will change from hiring thing. So as like all of you will be like focus on like maybe getting some good job, or maybe good experience in some IT industry, or maybe in mechanical industry, or any industry it could be. Think only about how you can improve your core skills. पढ़ते मत बैठो कि ये क्या है वो. Don't keep on learning that. एक बार समझ के लो, close that topic off. You will never be, you have to never go and talk about that topic again. So like maybe Pythagoras theorem. So that we learned in 11th, 12th I guess. ठीक है. उसको वापस पढ़ने की ज़रूरत पड़ता क्या? नहीं पड़ता है. So I see like people, okay, let me interview है कल, let me do revision. क्या revision से क्या होने वाला है? मतलब if you are going to do something for next 30 minutes to achieve a goal of that you are pursuing from 4 years, that is difficult. So it is a continuous thing. रोज revision होना चाहिए. Think about focus. So we ask a question like maybe to when we take interview. So एक question पूछते हैं हम कि तुमको SQL आता है क्या? SQL. वो बोलते हैं आता है. ठीक है. Rate yourself in SQL out of 10. Someone says 7, someone say 5, someone say 9. ठीक है. द मेन थिंग इज नॉट अबाउट 7 और 9. तुमको आता कितना है दैट इज ओके. तुमको जो नहीं आता है वो तुमको पता है क्या. फॉर एग्जाम्पल इफ यू आस्क मी SQL, सो आई विल से माई रेटिंग इन SQL सेल्फ रेटिंग इज 8. सो 8 इज गुड, बट वो जो बचे जो रिमेनिंग 2 है दैट यू शुड बी अवेयर, तुमको क्या पता नहीं है. So like maybe if I go to interview, someone ask him, tell me something about SQL, how can we do a read replica, something. So I am very sure ये मुझे आता नहीं है. I can be very clear, okay, this thing I am not sure. This is part of my 20% which I am not aware of. So you should know how much you know, how much you don't know. ठीक है. Like वो in one of my interview I was told कि rating, self rating is something like starting a swimming from like maybe Atlantic Ocean. तुम बोलते हो कि तुमको यहाँ से वहाँ तक तैरते जाने का है, लाइक हाउ मच द बिग द जर्नी इज. यू स्टार्ट योर जर्नी बट तुमको एंड इज पता नहीं है, यू कैन नॉट कंप्लीट इट. सो यू शुड नो ओके यू हैव टू ट्रैवल फ्रॉम नासिक टू मे बी दिल्ली इन लाइक मे बी 1000 किलोमीटर्स. उसमें का 600 कर लेंगे, 400 डिफिकल्ट है. सो यू हैव टू फोकस ऑन दैट 400. सो योर ओवरऑल गोल मे बी यू मे ऑल्सो कीप ऑन हियरिंग फ्रॉम योर पेरेंट्स की तू काय करणार आहे पुढं, तुझं करियर पाथ काय आहे. सो नाव आफ्टर 10th that is the first question, people ask you what you are going to do. After 12th again there is a question what you are going to do. When you go into engineering then at least you get some breather for 3 to 4 years, कोई पूछता नहीं क्या करने वाले. उसके बाद वापस आता है कि आगे क्या है. So you have a very precious part of your life of this 4 years where you can improve your skills in technology, in like maybe in any of the domain that you are in, and spend that time. So instead of keeping on talking, maybe if anyone has any questions, anything that you want me to help you understand, it's open. Please ask something. Can be any stupid question. It's okay. Don't worry. I also ask many questions. Kuch bhi. Teachers, anything I can help. मैं इंटरव्यू ले लूँ क्या फिर? आई कैन स्टार्ट टेकिंग इंटरव्यू. आई टेक इंटरव्यू डेली. यस प्लीज. The questions that you are not aware of. See, always passion, your passion is always checked. तुमको आता नहीं है दैट इज ओके, बट तुमने सीखने का कैपेबिलिटी कितना है, दैट इज द फर्स्ट थिंग HR चेक्स. ओके, सो लाइक इफ आई वांट टू सी, इफ आई वांट टू टेक लाइक मे बी आस्क अ क्वेश्चन टू अ पर्सन, ही विल से कि ठीक है आई हैव डन माई गुड डेटा स्ट्रक्चर लर्निंग बट आई एम नॉट श्योर अबाउट हाउ अ SQL वर्क्स. ठीक है, दैट्स ओके, वो सीख लेगा. ही इज़ अ फ्रेशर, ही इज स्टार्टिंग हिज करियर, सो वी डोंट एक्सपेक्ट यू टू नो एवरीथिंग, बट वॉट एवर यू नो यू शुड बी एबल टू एक्सप्रेस इट. टेक्निकल कम्युनिकेशन, तुमको अगर मैं बोलता हूँ कि SQL आता है क्या, यू विल से हाँ आता है. सो इफ आई से ओके प्रूव मी दैट यू नो SQL इन नेक्स्ट 5 minutes, तो तुम बोलेंगे हाँ सिलेक्ट क्वेरी आता है, अपडेट क्वेरी आता है, दैट्स इट. दैट इज नॉट टेक्निकल कम्युनिकेशन. इट इज़ नाउ यू आर गोइंग इन टू प्रोफेशनल वर्ल्ड, सो यू शुड हैव जो you should do a rehearsal like maybe data structure. It's a structured query language. It's made up of table and columns. It has different service providers. Postgres है, SQL है, then maybe MongoDB नहीं, that MySQL है. So all this. So you should create the story बनाओ, talk more about it, and this is a primary level of communication. When it goes to technical question, then you have to go to next level. But तुमको there are 2 ways of doing it. Either you learn on your own, and second way is to do some rehearsal and do it. But बात करना सीखो. What I have seen is like specifically from tier 2 cities like Nashik, we know everything but we cannot speak. So when we go for interview, मतलब NIT दिल्ली जाते हैं, श्रीनगर जाते हैं, NIT गोवा जाते हैं, नागपुर जाते हैं, those people can speak very nicely, even if they know or don't know. But their power of having those technical communication is very important. You should be able to express what you know and what you don't know. It's okay. सबको सब आना चाहिए, not necessary. That will train people. When we hire people, we do a training like maybe a learning phase of 3 months. We give them time to learn, we give them mentor, we tell them okay this is what you are supposed to learn. उसके ऊपर we find a person कि ये 4 लोग हैं, इसमें के it's a private world, it's a corporate world. We sort people about as per their skills. समझो if I hire 10 people, ठीक है, So after a training of 3 months, we will find who are the best, better, and then who needs more training. ठीक है, उनको पूरा डिसेंडिंग ऑर्डर में सॉर्ट होता है कि नाउ दिस 3 people are very good, these 3 people are medium, and these 4 people are something who really needs to work hard. So we allocate the project कि जो best है एक टीम में जाते नहीं है. So best people are mixed up with these 3 others and they are allocated to project. We make sure we tell the other people that तुमको यहाँ पे improvement करना है. You are hired. So if someone who is part of a company and who is not performing, it is the biggest problem for us instead of you, because then first thing it is not wise for you guys that we are not helping you to improve your career. So that is very important for you to also understand. When we understand someone is not performing well, we make sure we train them. So I answered a lot longer question for answer for your question, but yeah, we do. You can just be prepared for it. Or kuch? Anything more? Thank you.
Hello. Thank you so much, sir, for your wise words. With this, we pause the session for lunch break. And for all the first year students, please make sure that after your lunch, you are supposed to follow your scheduled timetable accordingly. Thank you so much.